I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network, one of Donald Trump's top lawyers back in 2022 who was spreading the big lie. One of the leaders of his legal team, Jenna Ellis, has now been publicly censured by the disciplinary authorities overseeing the practice of law in the state of Colorado. And as part of a stipulation, Jenna Ellis has admitted that she repeatedly lied and misrepresented facts regarding the 2020 election. She admits that all of the things that she was saying about Donald Trump and about the big lie were indeed big lies. And as part of an opinion accepting the censure agreement between Jenna Ellis and the state bar disciplinary group in the state of Colorado, the presiding judge of the disciplinary courts there, Judge Brian M. Large, explained that the statements made by Jenna Ellis were done, quote, with at least a reckless state of mind, and Ellis agreed that she, quote, through her conduct, undermined the American public's confidence in the presidential election, violating her duty of candor to the public. And the judge wrote that it was motivated by, quote, a selfish motive and part of a, quote, pattern of misconduct engaged in by Jenna Ellis. Here, let's just pull up the document right now so you can see that the lies are being admitted to by Jenna Ellis. Let's just pull up that page first. It says, respondent Jenna Ellis agrees that she made the following 10 misrepresentations. I'm going to read each of those 10 misrepresentations that she stipulated to making in a moment. But first, let me just show you what this document is. This is an opinion approving stipulation for discipline or to discipline under CRCP 242-19C, just a Colorado state bar code that talks about stipulations for public censure. And this is what it states. This is the stipulation. So Jenna Ellis, Trump's lawyer, is admitting to everything that I am about to say. While serving as a senior legal advisor to the then President of the United States and as counsel for his re-election campaign, Jenna Lynn Ellis, respondent, repeatedly made misrepresentations on national television and on Twitter, undermining the American public's confidence in the 2020 presidential election. The parties stipulate that Jenna Ellis, respondent's misconduct, warrants public censure, and the presiding disciplinary judge of the court approves the parties' stipulation, stipulated facts, and argument. On February 13, 2023, Jessica E. Yates and Jacob M. Voss, Office of the Attorney of Regulation Counsel, The People, and Michael W. Melito, counsel for Jenna Ellis, respondent, filed a stipulation to discipline pursuant to CRCP 242-19. In the stipulation, the parties agree that respondent should be publicly censured, that Jenna Ellis should be publicly censured. The parties stipulate to the following facts. From February 2019 to January 15, 2021, respondent was a senior legal advisor to the then serving President of the United States. She, quote, was a member of President Trump's legal team that made efforts to challenge President Biden's victory in the 2020 presidential elections. Though respondent, quote, was part of the legal team, she was not counsel of record for any of the lawsuits challenging the election results. Respondents made 10 public misrepresentations in November and December 2020 in her capacity as counsel for the then president's re-election campaign and as personal counsel to the then president, while also advertising her status as a lawyer. Respondent agrees that she made the following 10 misrepresentations. So here we go. On November 13th, 2020, respondent claimed that, quote, Hillary Clinton still has not conceded the 2016 election. That was false. On November 20, 2022, respondent appeared on Mornings with Maria on Fox Business and stated, quote, "We have affidavits from witnesses. We have voter intimidation. We have the ballots that were manipulated. We have all kinds of statistics that show that this was a coordinated effort in all of these states to transfer votes either from Trump to Biden to manipulate the ballots to count them in secret." This was false. On November 20th, 2020, respondent appeared on Spicer & Co. and stated, quote, "With all those states, Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia combined, we know that the election was stolen from President Trump, and we can prove that." When she made that statement, that was false. On November 21, 2020, respondent stated on Twitter under her handle @Jenna Ellis Esquire, quote, "Second, we will present testimonial and other evidence in court to show how this election was stolen!" Exclamation point. This statement by Jenna Ellis was false. On November 23rd, 2020, respondent appeared on the Ari Melber show on MSNBC and stated, quote, "The election was stolen and Trump won by a landslide." Jenna Ellis admits that this statement was false. On November 30th, 2020, Jenna Ellis appeared on Mornings with Maria on Fox Business and stated, quote, "President Trump is right that there was widespread fraud in this election. We have at least 6 states that were corrupted, if not more, through their voting systems. We know that President Trump won in a landslide." She also stated, quote, "The outcome of this election is actually fraudulent. It's wrong. And we understand that when we subtract all the illegal ballots, you can see that the President Trump actually won in a landslide." Jenna Ellis admits that this statement that she made was false. On December 3rd, 2020, Jenna Ellis appeared on Mornings with Maria on Fox Business and stated, quote, "The outcome of this election is actually fraudulent. It's wrong. And we understand that when we subtract all the illegal ballots, you can see that President Trump actually won in a landslide." This statement, Jenna Ellis now admits, was false. On December 5th, 2020, respondent appeared on Justice with Judge Jeanine on Fox News and stated, quote, "We have over 500,000 votes in Arizona that were cast illegally." This statement, Jenna Ellis now admits, was false. On December 15th, 2020, Jenna Ellis appeared on Greg Kelly Reports on Newsmax and stated, quote, "The proper and true victor, which is Donald Trump." That statement, Jenna Ellis now admits, was false. On December 22nd, 2020, respondent stated on Twitter through her handle @Jenna Ellis Esquire, quote, "I spent an hour with @Dan Caplis for an in-depth discussion about @real Donald Trump, @President Trump, fight for re-election integrity, the overwhelming evidence proving this was stolen, and why the fact-finding truth, not politics, matters." Jenna Ellis now admits when she made this statement, it was false. Respondent made these misrepresentations on Twitter and on various television programs, including Fox Business, MSNBC, Fox News, and Newsmax. The parties agree that by making these misrepresentations, respondent violated the Colorado Bar Rule 8.4c, which provides that it is professional misconduct for a lawyer to engage in conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. Thus, Jenna Ellis is admitting to engaging in the conduct of dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. The parties ask the court to approve their stipulation and to publicly censure respondent for this misconduct. In doing so, the parties rely on Standard 5.13 under the American Bar Association Standards for Imposing Lawyer Sanctions, the ABA standards, which provides that public censure is generally appropriate when a lawyer knowingly engages in any non-criminal conduct that involves dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation, and that adversely reflects on the lawyer's fitness to practice law. So as we've said before, MAGA, what does it stand for? Make attorneys get attorneys. And here is yet another example with Jenna Ellis. And just to remind you, when Jenna Ellis was making a lot of these false statements, she was making them beside Rudy Giuliani. Of course, you'll recall this video where Rudy Giuliani farted on Jenna Ellis, and then Jenna Ellis shortly thereafter contracted COVID. Play this clip.
A single witness, just like you, They don't want to know the truth.
So ultimately, the question for Jenna Ellis is was this worth it? What was it worth it? At the end of the day, my own view, though, is that this public censure does not go far enough. If you want to know why I think it was a public censure as opposed to revoking her bar license, I think I have a good understanding why. I think her bar license should have been revoked. She's even though she was a senior counsel on Trump's legal team, she's so not a serious individual, like professionally. She's such an awful lawyer. And you'll recall when I was reading you the stipulation, the key line about why I think it was a censure versus revoking her license is that she never actually appeared in any courtrooms on behalf of Donald Trump. She just went around and spread these lies frequently at media appearances and like fake hearings that they would hold in like the lobbies or conference rooms at hotels. And because she wasn't in the cases themselves, that's why I think they ultimately gave her a public censure instead of revoking her bar license. But I think they should have still revoked her bar license here. But what the public censure means is basically the judge releases to the public the stipulation, letting the public know that her fitness to practice law, that her moral character to practice law is clearly impaired. That's what a public censure is. It is a judge telling the public that she's a liar, and her admitting to the public that she is a liar. That's what a public censure is, as opposed to anything like a suspension of her license or revoking her license. From all of the reporting I've read and statements from her lawyers and the bar lawyers, it doesn't look like the state of Colorado is going to take any further disciplinary action here, which I think is unfortunate. However, I think that this evidence will undoubtedly be used in many other cases, including criminal cases against Donald Trump, criminal investigations of Donald Trump and others in Trump's inner circle, where you have the senior legal advisor to Donald Trump admitting that she was knowingly and recklessly lying to the public on behalf of Donald Trump. I think this document will provide a lot of help with those criminal investigations. So there is a benefit to having this stipulation be entered into. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your support. So please hit subscribe right now. Also, check us out if you can at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Got a lot of great content on our Patreon site, but most importantly, it helps grow this independent media platform. So check us out there. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas. Again, hit subscribe. Help us march to 1 million subscribers in the month of March.
Our blue wall stopped the red wave and election deniers got denied election. That's why we're celebrating with the new Democracy Prevails team. We've got lots of work to do, but we should all be proud that when democracy was tested, democracy prevailed. You've earned this. Don't wait. Get yours right now at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.